was always in awe of him when we were growing up. I don't remember the first time we met. Mother says we were babies, barely bigger than a loaf of bread. Our mothers lay us down next to each other and we reached out. We held hands. That was our first meeting. Mother swears to it. The first time I remember him, we can't have been more than 4 or 5, now possessing the limited gift of a child's language, but still uncertain of the world around us. I can't remember where we were. Can't remember what we were doing. I just remember his face. Cheeks as rosy as a blushing maid, scruff of dark hair, that gap-toothed smile, and eyes as blue as the depths of the Mediterranean Sea. When I close my eyes, I can see the imprint of his eyes dancing in the starry blackness of my mind. In this memory, in this beautifully innocent memory, he kisses me. With childish love, he kisses my lips softly. I remember it more vividly than I remember anything else. I know the temperature of his lips, the exact pressure.
Paris? Oh, sorry, I didn't realise anyone else was here.
That's okay. You're Juliet, right?
Yes, I don't think we've met.
I'm Mercutio.
Oh, and you're in Paris's house because?
I'm staying with him for a while.
Oh, how do you know Paris?
Paris and I share an uncle.
The prince?
Yes.
Paris never mentioned you.
They keep me hidden. I am the least favourite nephew.
Why?
My only crime is preferring merriment to politics. There's something hypnotic about her. I've passed her before in the street, but never noticed the magnetism that she has. She is a lithe and fleeting creature. She smiles as I imagine a fairy's would. There is simultaneously naivety and mischief in her gaze.
Will Paris be gone long?
I don't know. Sorry. Can I take a message?
Oh, no, there's no need. It's of no importance.
Your mother sent you.
How did you guess?
Word travels. Paris is a fine match for the House of Capulet to make.
Yes, everyone says Paris is a fine match for me. He smiles like he's read something in my words that I forgot to hide. He seems kind. I want to say something honest, but the knot of dread that's recently settled in my stomach twists a little harder. He asks if I want to stay and wait for Paris, and I refuse. There's a painting of Paris above the fireplace that's following me with its eyes. It's raining as I walk home. The world feels grey and lifeless and damp with regret. I keep dreaming about descending. Rapidly, trapped in a tiny lift without a stop button, breathing my own air until I feel faint. I bang on the walls as I freefall, but no one can hear me. I'm descending to the core of the earth, and all I can smell is lilies.
Anon, anon, take care to keep the dead if by the church you go, my friend. It hurts me so to see him mourn like this. Rosalind does naught to lift his mood. Could anyone reject the love he gives? He speaks in truth of madness most discreet, of sickness laid to him by Cupid's bow. Oh, Romeo, it pains me that you weep for blood, for love from one whose heart bears you no blood. living chaste is for naught but nuns and priests, not for such blossoming beauties as us. Our youth's candle deserves fulfilment in the fires of our passions.
Mercutio.
Juliet! You shouldn't surprise people in the dark like that. You'll get yourself stabbed.
Thank you for your wisdom.
You're very welcome. It's late for you to be out by yourself.
It's late for you to be out by yourself.
Touché. What brings you out at witching hour then?
Paris is at home talking with my father.
Joyous news! When's the wedding?
Don't joke about that.
Sorry.
If Paris has his way, you and I will be kin before the next full moon.
So soon.
He swears by it.
There's a melancholy she's masking. A fear twinkling in the wetness of her pupils. Her shoulders are slumped, arms crossed in protection of her virginal heart. She's just a girl, really. Barely a woman yet. She smiles, but it seems forced. I'd be honoured to call you my sister.
And I you. Where have you been then?
To every tavern in the underbelly of this city.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have been pretending to be my uncle and practising the virtue of excess. There is a very fine art to excess, you know.
I'm sure there is. Were you alone?
No, I was... Let me walk you home.
Let me walk you home. And he takes me by the hand and we walk together. He tells me of fantastical things, of mythical sirens delighting in luring sailors to their demise, and queens who kept harems of beautiful women under the guise of their virtuous court. He takes my mind off Paris for a while, and for that I am grateful.
I'm confused, so you haven't agreed to marry Paris.
Not explicitly, no.
But
my dear father wants us to marry haste, and in my God-given duty as his child, I have agreed to entertain Paris at father's party on this very eve, but have not promised my hand to him yet.
a Capulet party this evening. Why is this the first I'm hearing of this? You know how much I do revere revelry.
All right, you may attend, you drunk.
I promise I'll behave.
I doubt that pledge.
Juliet, you have such little faith in me.
And then prove me false. No swords or duelling tonight.
You have my word.
For what that ghost is worth. It's a masquerade, so hide your face.
Anonymity shall make our world invert, and the devil's spirit shall come out to play.
You jest, but I must go. I need to find a pair of fairy wings before the sun does set.
Godspeed, little nymph, Godspeed. And she laughs a little and wanders away. A fairy's a fitting costume. She's already a dryad in stature and beauty. Tonight I shall dress as a pirate, swashbuckle and swoon, and make the room my oyster. And then Romeo is here, and his hands are on my shoulders, and his lips are on my cheek. I close my eyes. He talks to me of the party that the House of Capulet are to throw tonight. He's seen the guest list. An illiterate servant entreated his help. His Rosalind is to be there. Rosalind, dear Rosalind, light of everything he loves, object of all his desires, his sin, his soul, very picture of virtuous beauty. He wishes to attend the party so that he may gaze from afar upon her visage. He is a lovesick puppy, forlorn and kicked aside, desperate for she who does not deign to bestow her touch upon him. I tire of listening to it. It makes me faintly uncomfortable. I don't know why. I goad him into the spirit of the party, as brothers do. Romeo's pathetic lovesick be damned. Tonight we will revel as brothers do, and merriment shall flush his cheeks as we dance amid the throes of youth's anarchy. Towers of champagne are half drunk and half spilled, the guests now beginning to sway from the dulling grasp of merriment. My foot crunches on glass as I search the party for him, for Romeo. I weave through the sequined crowds that dive and twirl, the eyes that leer from behind the masks are glazed. I realise they've begun to smell strangely sweet, an odorous, ever-shifting mass of consumption. I pause to drink in the breeze and trail my fingertips along the window frames. Follow the grooves in the wood, and they are bumpy, many times chipped and many times painted. I trace the gold leaf with my fingers and realise it is just glittering paint. A barrel of wine has been broken open and a web of red footprints cross the white canvas of the stairs. I add my own to them, painting without meaning to. I'm waiting at the top of the stairs, staring out across a room packed with people at the door which Romeo has yet to darken. My night doesn't start until he arrives. Juliet's here. She's dressed in silver silk with fairy wings and a lace mask. She's drifting around with an entourage of gaudily dressed girls. She stands out as a diamond among coal. Everyone is in awe of her. People turn as she passes by, a nymphet ascending a blood-stained staircase. She smiles when I catch her eye.
What's the name of your ship?
Lady Luck. All the ship is missing now is a beautiful woman to be its mistress.
I thought it was bad luck to take a woman to sea.
Yes, but I'm sure fairies are most definitely exempt.
Do you like my wings?
They're transcendent.
Oh, I thank you. Oh, God, Paris has seen me. I've got to go.
She flits away. She's hiding from me. A beautiful woman dressed as a peacock shouts my name. She runs towards me and asks me to dance. Her feathered eyes halo her head, bobbing as she smiles. The eyes are staring at me too much, so I decline. She stays and tries to talk to me. My eyes remain on the door. I don't want to know who she is or what she does. I think my indifference annoys her because she stalks back down the stairs with her peacock tail trailing in the wine stains. The door opens and 3 neon-clad women stumble in, all giddy with bubbles and clinging to one another for support. Then the door closes. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Tonight seems like a night for lovers, where soulmates are matched and hearts are confessed. It can't go wrong tonight. Tonight Romeo and I shall dance and be happy. There shall be no bloodshed, no dueling, no discord. This is our night.
It's a party full of people who don't recognise me. My mask is my armour, and I love the anonymity it gives me. I don't want to talk to anyone. around the party with a group of girls I almost know. They giddily stumble and I travel in their heart. They protect me with their noise. Paris is here. I had to greet him when he arrived, and he kissed me full on my mouth. It was hot and wet and... Paris held me as if I already belonged to him, called himself my knight in shining armor as he kissed both of my cheeks, his hands on the back of my neck, the metal of his gauntlets pressing into my bare skin. I was a goldfish, won at a fair by a greedy brat, shaken vigorously to ensure my vitality and proudly thrust at every passerby to validate the superior sheen of my scales. He never let go of me. His grip is a vice. I exist in a fishbowl, bubbled by invisible walls and lacking the strength to crack the glass. I haven't got enough space to swim. I fear that I'll die if I stay. I escaped to the bathroom and I've been avoiding him since then. Watching him from afar as he drinks whiskey with my father and steadily becomes more flushed. They talk of all the ways they shall bend me to his will, I'm sure of it. I prowl with my band of merry women and evade the damp clumsiness of his hands. I dread the moment that he finds me.
He opens the door, slowly. He melts through the gap like a shadow. There's a sword at his hip and a black mask on his eyes and a black feather in his hat. A dandy highwayman come to woo his Rosalind. And he is at my side and we talk and laugh like men do, and we embrace like men do, and we kiss like men do, on the cheek, with our hands on each other's shoulders. You're between my hands for a second. Lips pressed to skin. I wish I could exist forever in this split second of bliss. I wish that lightning would strike me down. I wish the blood in my veins would turn to ice. I wish to drown in an ocean of your tears. I wish our demons would devour my soul. I wish to drink poison nectar from your lips. I wish to plunge your dagger into my bosom. I wish to... He breaks our kiss and begs for Rosalind's location. She's in the garden with a gaggle of fops hanging on her every word. I tell him I do not know. I don't wish to watch him fawn upon her. He tells me he dreamt of Rosalind last night. I tell him I dreamt of Queen Mab, the fairies' midwife who colours lovers and flattens fantasies. I try to paint the glamour of excess with my words, lay the attraction of oblivion on the ground before him. I want to remind him that dreams aren't real. That Rosalind may love him in his dreams, but in this reality she does not. What is real is I, the flesh and blood that stands before you now. Pleasure and intoxication await if only you give yourself to enjoying this night with me. I, who would beg your kiss if ever given the chance. I am real, Romeo. I wish you would choose to see me. And now our friends arrive, all liquor hazed. We talk of dueling Capulets and then of Montague's most recent tryst. With scorn and loyalty we spit our manly tomes. I have but eyes for him, my Romeo. Let us go onto the dance floor now. 'Tis time, this hour's for revel, stories for anon, and hand in hand we go and drink and dance, and my Romeo is soon inebriate enough that Rosalind is a dream once more.
The wine-stained staircase is scaring me. It looks like someone's bled out on my mother's carpet. I wonder if anyone's ever been murdered in this house. Paris is still here talking with my father. They laugh and slap each other on the back with the camaraderie of two whose self-importance is only matched by that of the other. I want to enjoy my night, but I'm still weighed down by the lingering imprint of Paris's hands on the back of my neck. I'm still choking on whiskey and nicotine and lilies. I'm sitting on the top step and peering through the gaps in the banister at the rainbow of the crowd below. Mercutio is dancing with a group of men I don't recognize. I've realized I don't recognize anyone though. Their faces are distorted by inebriation and glitter, and every set of eyes looks as hungry as the last. There's a man, dressed as a highwayman with the black feather in his cap. Mercutio pushes his face into the man's hair as they embrace. The whole room smells of liquor and smoke. Even up here the smell is pervasive. It's making me feel sick. As I descend the staircase in search of cleaner air, the soles of my shoes stick to the red-soaked wetness. I try to avoid it, but there isn't enough white carpet left. I walk around the dance floor to avoid Paris. As I push through the crowd, the fleeting touch of other people's bodies against mine is revolting. Silk and sweat and sequins brush my skin.
He's staring at something. Someone. Rosalind, I turn, but I can't see her. He's standing so still. I shout his name across the room. He doesn't turn. He's walking forwards without blinking. He's a man in trance. He reaches out for someone's hand. Juliet turns at his touch and the world stops.
When I look into his eyes.
They disappeared together. I searched the party but couldn't find them. I know the look that was in Romeo's eyes. They are holed up somewhere, Romeo whispering sweet nothings in her ear while she blushes and feigns modesty. Or maybe doesn't feign. I don't know. Juliet's purity seems somehow lessened. She is a temptress just as Rosalind is. Our friends joke that Romeo has gone to draw blood's affection from the stone that is Rosalind's heart. I laugh along, but it doesn't reach my belly. I hint that I too have a maid to try beds, which I don't, and I leave. Outside their front door, the torches that line the path are bent askew and blown out. The path to this heavenly revel is exhausted. The path to this heavenly revel is now a crooked exit. The path to this heavenly revel now leads to loneliness. The dying torchlight glints off a sword as a black-clad figure disappears into the trees. Romeo. I follow him through the Capulet garden. I come across a fairy and a demon rutting on the grass, but she is not Juliet, and surely Romeo is no demon. I've lost sight of him, but I'd recognise that voice anywhere. I follow him to the side of the house. I follow Romeo to Juliet.
I lean over the railing and I listen to his words. His eyes shine through the darkness. I feel as though I'm falling from my balcony, falling down into his eyes. I know with certainty that this is love. He speaks those words, and those words ring true. We are one soul, split across two bodies. There is nothing and no one who I could ever love as I love him now. The world was built for us, and all of history occurred so that we could meet. Every flap of a butterfly's wing and every child's cry was deliberate. For our love, every battle was fought and dragon slain. We are all God created humanity for. The poems he speaks are beautiful. I deny his word because every time I do, he justifies them with new vigour, declares his love with new purpose, begs me ever more deeply for my love in return.
He kneels on the grass. He reaches out and begs for her touch. He begs for permission to climb to her balcony, and I walk away. I have to. I can't watch this.
Mercutio! Mercutio!
Hello to you too. Are you looking for Paris?
No, I have something to tell you. The most beautiful thing has happened.
I know what has happened. And I know how beautiful it must feel to be the object of Romeo's love. Yet I smile and ask what has happened all the same. And then she tells me about him. She uses her hands when she talks. Her smile reaches her eyes, fevered eyes, bright, excited. She is sparkling with her love, hushed with possibility. She describes him, and there is an echo in my heart. Every word seems to take another step towards me.
He has the most beautiful smile. When he smiles, he makes you feel like the only person in the room. When I look into his eyes, it's like falling,
like drowning.
There's a softness to his touch. When his fingertips graze my arm, it's
breathtaking.
I slept in the folds of his bowels.
He fills my dreams with his laughter.
Our future.
Our history.
Our first kiss.
The kiss we never had.
He's my Romeo.
She carries on talking about him. I can't listen because she says his name in the same way I say it in my head. I know what she is feeling. I know what it is to be in love with Romeo. I love Romeo. I feel very cold. What did he say?
What do you mean?
Romeo, what did he say to you?
That I am the love of his life. That he wants to marry me and I want to marry him more than I've ever wanted anything.
What about Paris? When I say his name, she flinches. Almost imperceptibly, but I catch it. Does he revolt you as much as he revolts me? an overbearing mass of consumption, booze, politics and lilies. His scent lingers in the room. I realise she hasn't responded, so I say his name again. Her pupils contract with fear, I think.
Please don't tell him. I need to talk to my father.
I won't breathe a word.
You are the dearest friend in the whole world. I must to Friar Lawrence go now.
For church?
Confession of the love I bear Romeo. I'll see you soon, I'm sure. Take care, my friend.
They're to be married. Yesterday I would have rejoiced, but today I cannot. I love Romeo. Every fibre of my being tells me so. Romeo talked to me of Juliet for hours yesterday. I could do naught but listen. Every word was agony. I must be under a curse. I dreamt of you last night, and it is heavenly. In my dreams you love me.
Love me as you love me in life.
You've become everything to me. You kiss me softly and hold me in your arms. You whisper my name with the same reverence that I whisper yours. Romeo.
In my dreams you belong to me.
You look at me like you look at Juliet.
You turn when I
enter the room. You smile at me with love. Real love. Not the brotherly love that you give me in our waking hours. Those smiles. Those brotherly smiles. They torture me. I shiver every time you slap my shoulder in camaraderie, and when you speak to me of her, when you talk of your undying love and devotion for every inch of Juliet's body, I feel as though I want to die.
When you touch me.
Every word punches a hole through my chest, yet I smile and tell you to follow your heart, because that's how much I love you. I want you to be as happy as you possibly can be. I want you to have your heart's desire. Reality is a nightmare. My dreams are where my blood flows. Bend my body to fit yours. I want to move you into my heart.
Write your wishes on my fingertips and I shall follow your word as Bible.
I know you.
I want to know you.
Hold me in your arms and call me yours.
Wipe my worries clean. Let me exist under your protection. I want to be yours.
I think I want to be yours. It seems like such unfathomable bliss. I would give my life to spend a day by your side and in your bed and under your heart. I would go to hell in return for just that day. Burn for an eternity without complaint, sustained on the memory of your love. I realize that now. I would give you anything of myself that you would ever care to ask for.
If I were a seamstress, I'd hide your name in the lining of every jacket I stitched. If I were an architect, your body would be my blueprint. If I were a composer, your soul would be spelled out in my symphonies over and over. If I were a sculptor, I'd carve every face as your own. If I were a painter, you'd guide my brush. If If I were a poet, your scent would colour my words. You are my muse, but I have no skill. I am a lover, and that is all I can offer. I can't imagine this feeling ending. I don't think it would matter what you did. Nothing could ever sway me. You may not be mine, but I am eternally yours. The idea panics me slightly. The absolute power I gave you with just 3 letters. You could do anything to me. You could destroy me with a single word. I would give you anything you asked of me. I would give you all of myself. You are the devil, and I sold you my soul in a heartbeat. Only the devil could be as compelling as you. Nothing godly ever felt this good. You couldn't be anything other than Satan himself. I love you for it. Or you can be my God if you prefer. Task me with your bidding, for I am ready and willing. I'll worship you as long as you'll allow me. Eager to serve, eager to please. I hope you come to me tonight, Romeo. Climb up to my balcony and out of my dreams. Bring me your body so that I may bleed at the altar of my religion.
Yes, run! Run, you lily-livered saps! Run from Mercutio's sword! I pray thee, run in name of Montague most righteous.
Mercutio?
Juliet! How are we?
Who are you shouting at?
It's not of note.
Mercutio.
A troublemaker from the house of Capulet. How goes your day?
I cannot answer such a question when you stand before me in the midday sun, in the streets, sword drawn and set to bleed.
Our streets are fraught with conflict here today. From ancient grudge breaks a new mutiny, and civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
You should not fight.
And you should not worry. I am a man of this city, most fair, and by my sword and word I'll live and die.
Mercutio, please, there's been enough bloodshed.
The house of Capulet has taught me so. The action seemed the best course of response. Our streets shall flow with the blood of Capulet for the hate that they do bear for my brothers.
You draw your sword at I who has done nothing but treat you as my own brother. Aye, shame on you and shame again for all the hate your sword does bear against my house.
Juliet, I bear no hate for you.
Just for my kinsman, then.
Please, Juliet.
Oh, don't let me stop you on your noble quest. Go, wet civil hands with civil blood stain. Go burn the friendship we once had in name of some past feud which only haunts our tongues because of our parents' venomous words.
My quarrel is not with you, Juliet.
But your quarrel stems from some ancient grudge, some wrong by which no right can ever be done. A wrong for which you bet your soul with ease. Do you even know for whose mistakes you fight?
I am a god, protecting friends in need. I am no militant or fighter. Pray, I am Mercutio, the very same that you call friend and keeps your secret still.
You are no friend of mine if war you will. Go fight. Go duel. Go scream curses upon the heads of my brothers. Go on. Go on!
I heard his shout and I ran towards it.
My love.
My soul.
My husband before God.
I would follow him whenever he called.
He was not shouting for me though. I watch from a doorway as they curse and spit and circle each other like vultures. I'm too far away to hear what they're saying, but I can feel their anger from here.
Tybalt is shouting at Romeo.
Mercutio shouts back.
Tybalt punches Romeo.
And Romeo doesn't falter. Mercutio puts himself between them. Tybalt shouts again, pushes Mercutio to the side and Romeo to the ground.
Romeo doesn't resist.
I want to help, but fear chains me to this doorway. If
It slices through me, right through my heart, which only beats for you. I fall, and you scream. You run towards me. You hold me in your arms like you do in my dreams. You whisper my name. Your voice is filled with love. At least, I think it is. I want to reassure you, dying in your service, your protection, that's enough for me, because it's as much of myself as I will ever be able to give your name. I whisper your name. This is my prayer. You smile, but your smile seems so full. You're on the brink of tears. I need to take some of that pain away. I try to move my hands to dry your tears, but I can't move them. If you call for me tomorrow, you shall find me a grave man. And you smile, and a little of that pain is lifted. Your eyes are glistening, and a single tear falls. It lands on my lip. I lick it, and I taste your salt. For the first time since we were children, I taste you. It is heavenly. It is everything I have ever dreamed of. It is earth-shattering. Is it? I close my eyes, and you whisper my name. You repeat it. You shout it. You shout me into the sky, and it is magnificent. You sound like you're really far away. You scream, but your voice recedes. I love you, Romeo. I can't tell if you heard, but I don't have the strength to try again. My dying wish is that you live a long and happy life. That you love her. She loves you. And you have anything you could ever want. I pray for Romeo's future.